All right, guys, welcome to our Thursday night call. I have lots of notes I'm going to go over with you guys tonight. My brother's going to teach you guys how to drink Budweiser at the same time. It's going to be lots of fun. I wanted to start off our call with some recognition, though, like always. Welcome to all of our new coaches that are on the team that are listening to the recording. We don't have any new ones that are on here right now. Welcome to all of our people that are in Success Club already. We have, what is today, the 29th? We still have 2 more days to go help at least 3 people. Brian said 2 more days. So you guys can all do it. I'm at SC4. I'm not going to lie, but I'm determined to get to SC6 by the end of tonight. So we're going to do it together. Also, congrats to all our rank advancements on the team. I saw that Shayna and Mariah had some rank advancements, so congrats to them. Give them a big whoop whoop, raise the roof, Brian, come on, whoop whoop. He's like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? Also, the 21-day fix is on sale for 2 more days, so make sure we take advantage of that. Robin posted a flyer in the team page for you guys to use of Amanda's transformation, or if you have a transformation yourself, of course, post that. And what I like to do at the end of the post is just say it's only 2 more days or however many more days from the day you post it to get this program for only $10 when you grab a 30-day supply of our superfood shake. So there's that. And one other thing that Susanna texted me about earlier, I didn't even have the flyer. Maybe, Susanna, do you have the flyer right by you? If you don't, it's okay. So GoPro Recruiting Mastery, this is the one from this year. But Susanna pointed out to me that tickets are only $350. Thank you, Susanna. I thought they were $500, but I got the 25 pack. So we're getting our tickets for 50% off, you guys. So to see Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, and Eric Worre, it's going to freaking change our freaking lives, right? Whoop, whoop. Susanna's like, yes, girl, amazing. All right. I'm trying to think of what else. What's it called? GoPro Women's Conference is in April. Those tickets, I believe they're $200, but since I got a 15-pack, I don't know if it costs less or not. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Susanna, if you have it handy, let me know. If I can't find it real quick, then I will just post about it in the team page later. I thought it was right there. Oh, it's okay. We'll look at it later. So make sure that you guys get signed up to get to those events. They will freaking change your life. I think all of you that were there with me or watched it online, yes, thank you. Does it say how much it was per ticket for the 15-pack? Because that's what I bought. I know that all of the girls that went felt like their lives were radically changed. Let me unmute you real quick. How much is it for that one?
The 5-packs. So you got a couple of the 5-packs, which comes out to $200 each.
Okay, good. That's
if they bought them singly, it'd be $300, so they actually get $100 off.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Boo. All right, guys, yeah, so make sure that you make it a point, like make it a non-negotiable to get to those events. I'll be making a roadmap for you guys to break down the cost of what everything's going to be to get to these events. I think my brother's taking a picture right now. But you just have to make it a non-negotiable. When I first started going to those events, I know I tell you guys this every week, but it's like that important to where I have to sound like a broken record because I love you guys. I care about your success, and I have to do everything in my power to help you be successful. But I couldn't afford it when I started going, and I cannot tell you. Oh, mwah, love you, boo. I cannot tell you. It has just taught me everything that I know, and Eric Worre is a game changer. So speaking of Eric Worre, tonight I'm going to teach you guys basically how to, I don't even remember what I called this team called. Oh, I called it the simple keys to success. So we're actually going to talk about something that you all are probably familiar with, and I'm familiar with too, but it's always good to review stuff because what is that quote? The repetition is the whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Repeating stuff and learning stuff over and over again is what makes my brother's like, what the hell? Is what makes us learn it and become pros at it, right? The more we practice our skills. So tonight we're going to talk about the 7 fundamental skills of being a network marketing professional. And I'm kind of just going to go through a few things that Eric Worre said, and then we can each go through. Oh, she'll come back. My brother said, homegirl left because Hattie got up and left. She didn't like what I said, Brian. She hates me. So I want you guys to raise your hand if you are excited to learn more about how to become a network marketing professional and kick ass in this business and help lots of people. I'm going to raise both hands because I want to learn how to help lots of people. Brian, don't you want to learn how to help lots of people too? Brian, raise your hand. No. Learn how to help lots of people. You're crazy. So learning the 7 fundamental skills of network marketing. You guys, Eric Worre does an amazing job of simplifying it. Like when I started Beachbody, we didn't have a training system. I kind of felt like I didn't know what to do. And even now, there's so many different things that are thrown our way that you might be like, well, which direction do I go? What do I focus on? And I really like this because it makes it really simple. But I do want to just point out a few things. When you're working to make this business your profession, to make this something you do long term, it's going to take time. It's not something that's just going to happen overnight. Eric Worre talked about at the conference about how an average doctor or lawyer spends 18,000 hours practicing before they actually get to go out in the field and get paid for it. So we should be really feeling really damn lucky that we get paid while we're like practicing our hours in the field. Like he said, this business, how did he word it? You guys probably know it better than me. This business is a personal growth plan with a compensation, whatever he said, like a personal growth plan that we get compensated for, basically. And I also really liked how he mentioned that an average elite athlete, like someone in the NFL or whatever, they spend over 10,000 hours of practice before they become elite, before they become, the best of the best. So I'm saying all that to say that it's going to take practice. And I mean, if you guys feel like this business comes easy to me, it doesn't. And it's only because I've been doing it for a little while and I've gotten a lot of practice. And even myself, what did Susanna say? She got the quote, personal development with a compensation plan. Yes. Thank you, girl. That's it. So yeah, it just takes time to become professional. Learn while you can. Yes. It's just like any job that you have, right? It's going to be easier and easier the more that you do it. Eric Worre was just also saying a little bit about how we slap network marketing in the face daily because we have unrealistic expectations. Like, I'm not going to lie, like raise your hand if you get impatient, like about having results, right? Like, I just want to make my money like right now. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm not in this business for the money, but I have goals and I'm like, okay, like I need it to happen like yesterday, and I get really impatient. So it's normal. Like, we're humans, but we do slap network marketing in the face daily because we have these unrealistic expectations and we don't want to put the work to get the results, but we have to put in the work to get the results. And the people that are out there that are getting the best results, all they're doing differently is just talking to more people. That's all that it is. And they've perfected these skills and learned how to be pros at following up and closing and other skills that we're going to talk about. But even though it does take hard work and it takes time, it is worth it because we are literally contributing to help change thousands and millions of lives. I mean, we sign up coaches on our team, and then those coaches go help people, and those coaches go help people. So it's like this big domino effect, and we're inspiring the world at the same time. So it's definitely worth it. And I really liked Eric Worre said this like a million times, and I like wrote it down and circled it. He said, we have to stop playing small. Like, we have to stop doubting ourselves and stop not having goals that are big enough because we're afraid, or not putting in the efforts because of our big butts, like Tiffany Mallet talked about. I think I said her name right. My brother's over here laughing, right? Because of our excuses and our fears. I've told you guys this on my calls lately. Like, I was playing small and I'm like, shit, I got to get my shit together, guys. Like, there are so many more people out there that need our help. Raise your hand if you feel like you've been playing small and you don't want to play small anymore. That's definitely how I feel. Come on, guys. You know that you want to go help more people and crush some goals. So we're going to talk about these skills tonight and go through each one of them, because training is one of the most powerful tools that you can have in your business. Like I said at the beginning, the more you practice your skills, the better that you get at it. We're not going to be able to be better at closing or signing up people or starting out our new coaches right if we're not practicing it. And also, we are in the relationship business, so we have to be focused on that. Yes, we're focused on sharpening our skills and getting better at our business, but ultimately it's about the people. We're not in this business for the numbers. Like, I mean, raise your hand if you signed up this business to help people, right? I didn't sign up this business to make money. I didn't even think I'd ever make money at all. So we have to remember that behind all these numbers and goals that we have, that it's people's lives that we're changing. So don't ever forget that. And Eric Worre, I really liked how he said this, to have a paradigm shift, to focus on helping people and not, signing up people to get something like, ooh, I got a new coach. Like, I got a new person. Like, that's the wrong mindset to have. And I think we all are guilty of that at some point in time, because when we sign up, we want to be emerald and we want to achieve all these goals, and that's great. And I know that our intentions deep down are to help people. But if you have that wrong mindset, even if it's not on purpose, people are going to feel those vibes off of you. So we have to make sure that our hearts are really in it and that we're truly in this to help people, because intent does matter. So if people feel like you're chasing them, then they are not going to sign up. And I do want to say too that yes, people will ignore us. this is a very difficult time of year for everybody. This is the slowest time of year in Beachbody, like overall. Like every single team is experiencing this. So if people are ignoring you, it has nothing to do with you, and it has nothing to do with you being like icky or salesy. It's just this time of year people mentally check out because of the holidays. So we have to just keep going and planting the seeds, because we will reap the harvest once we get out of this season, I promise you guys. And another thing that I love that Eric said before I get into the 7 skills is we have to have urgency, but be relaxed about it. So I know that you guys see my post all the time talking about following up with people and how the fortune is in the follow-up, and how the most important thing that you can do to follow up with people and reach your Success Club goals is to send a deadline message. I mean, I feel like I sound like a broken record saying that too, but sending that deadline message right before your next New Coach Bootcamp starts or your next challenge group, that is the number one thing that has helped me be able, the past few months, I haven't gone Success Club 30 every month just because my goals are a little bit different now, but I used to get Success Club 30 plus every month just by doing that one thing, following up with people and sending a deadline message to every single person I was talking to. It works wonders. But again, we don't want to be like so crazy about it. Like, I don't know if neurotic is the word or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word. We don't want to sound desperate. We don't want to sound like we're freaking weirdos. Like, oh my God, come join my team, join my team, join my team. I don't have anyone else. Come join my team. Oh my God. My brothers over here laughing at me. But we have to be urgent. We have to show them that this is important. There's a certain date that you need to sign up for this by. My brother's taking pictures of us again. Because honestly, people on the other end, they don't know. They don't know that we have to start these groups by a certain time. And when we have urgency, it shows that we're professionals, okay? So now we're going to go into the 7 skills. And as I'm going through these things, I want you guys to think a little bit about, I'm going to give you guys a homework assignment at the end of this. It'll be super quick, but I want you guys to think about how, my brother's like, no, bitch, I don't want a homework assignment. I want you guys, they don't want that shit, he said. Oh my gosh. I want you guys to think about how you are in each of these areas. This is something that Eric Worre had us do at the conference, and I want you guys to be honest when you assess yourself, but we'll talk more about that at the end. So I'm going to go through the 7 skills real quick just so that you guys can write them down, and then we'll just kind of go into depth in each one. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to make this a little bit more like discussion oriented than most of our team calls and open it up so that way we can kind of talk about best practices or ask any questions. All right, so you guys ready? Got your pen and paper handy, notebooks handy. All right, so number 1, finding new prospects. Number 2, inviting. Number 3, sharing the business opportunity. Number 4, following up. Number 5, closing. Number 6, launching your new coaches. And number 7, promoting events. And I'll go through it one more time in case anyone needs a repeat or maybe someone listening to the recording needs it. Number 1, finding new prospects. Number 2, inviting. Number 3, sharing the business opportunity. Number 4, following up. Number 5, closing. Number 6, launching a new coach. And number 7, promoting events. All right, so what I'm going to do, because I didn't write down any more, well, I have tons of notes from the conference, but I didn't write down anything else for this team call other than what I've already said. What I'm going to do is just go through each of these 7 areas, and I can give you guys my best practices and then open it up for any questions or comments. How's that sound? Just give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Cool? Yes. My brother's like, no, I don't like this. I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. All right. So the first one, finding new prospects. Now, again, I know a lot of this stuff is like may seem elementary because you guys already know a lot of this stuff, but I promise you, I mean, this is my 3rd Eric Worre conference that I've went to. I read GoPro 2 years ago. So the first event that I went to, and I still continue to go back to the conferences just because I still can't remember that quote that I want to remember, but repeating stuff and practicing stuff, that's really what helps us to master the skills. All right, so finding new prospects. If you guys were on the live power hour with me the other day, you saw my process visually of what I did because I shared my screen. So what I do, you really want to look at what your goals are. If you have goals to rank advance quickly, then you're probably going to want to talk to more new people every day. If you have goals to, build at a moderate pace, then you might want to just talk to a few people a day. So I think what worked best for me is when I started this business, I started with just Facebook. I didn't use anything else besides Facebook after the first year. And that was only because I took social media training on how to use each different platform. So what I did is I only had a few hundred friends when I started. I would go look at, let's screen share so that I can show you guys. there's a way that you can go and look at like your suggested friends. So my signal sucks out here. Okay, so you just go to your friends and you go to find friends, and it's going to give you all of these suggested friends. So that's my friend request. But if you scroll down, it'll say all these people you may know. So I would just send friend requests to people that I may know, like whether they're from high school, from where I used to work, college. Because if you update your profile to where you put in, of course, this thing's being really slow. If you see all this stuff over here, like it says, like I studied at Argosy University. There's more if you click on here, but it shows like the places I used to work. It'll recommend your friends based on what you have filled out on your profile. So it's important to have those things filled out. So that's all I did is I started adding people and I started reaching out to new people every day just to reconnect with them and inform them. You guys all know how to do that. This is a repeat for you guys. And then after that, I tried to add in one new social media platform at a time. Let me back up to Facebook. You can also join Facebook groups based on interest just by typing in the search bar at the top of the Facebook page, and you can join Facebook groups. And what I do is I try to just interact with 3 people a day in Facebook groups and, compliment them, say something to them that could help them, ask them a question, and then send them a friend request. So I think Instagram and Twitter were what I took on next after the first year. And I showed you guys on our live power hour the other day, I just look up hashtags on both of those based on what my interests are. And then what I do, I'll screen share again. I know a lot of you guys have seen this, but since we're on the topic, I just keep I keep a Google Drive of the people that I'm talking to each day. And I just like put the date, the name, if you guys can see it right here, the date, the name, and what social media platform I met them on. And then I have a column over here of when I need to follow up with them and when I'm going to invite them. So I usually do all of that. I follow up a week later and then invite a week after that. Okay, so I'm going to open it up for questions or comments if you guys want to talk about any best practices for finding new prospects. Raise your hand if you have any questions, any comments. Patty's over there laughing at me, I think. Okay, so again, I know this stuff is super simple, you guys, but I promise you, I think the point I wanted to make, look at this piece of paper. There's only 7 things that we have to do, that we have to perfect. Because I'm very guilty of trying to overcomplicate this business and thinking that to reach my big goals, I have to do all these millions of things, but really we don't. Like if we just do these 7 things and get really good at that, and if we just go through one at a time and try to work on the ones, try to build one up and get really good at that, and then move on to the next one. All right, so now we're going to talk about inviting. Inviting was definitely something I was terrified of when I first started this business. I didn't want to offend people. I didn't want to be salesy. I didn't want people to unfriend me on Facebook. And then I just stopped giving a shit because I realized that I'm not going to be able to help anybody if I care so much about what other people think. So I think I've already kind of shared my invite process with you guys, and you guys know this from training, but what I do, there's a different invite that I created for Twitter that's in the files section of the team page that you guys can use. And I also put my general invites in there for a direct invite and an indirect invite to coaching. And then there should be, actually, I think I deleted it. I'll upload some examples to invite the challenge groups in there. But my rule of thumb is of course you want to form everybody first before you invite them, but it's going to be different with everybody. There's people that are that's what I want to talk about, in your warm market and your hot market that you can go ahead and start talking to right away. You don't need to reform them. You don't need to carry on the conversation and drag on the conversation for months. You can go ahead and invite those people right away. And where'd it go? Eric Worre actually gave us a hot market strategy at the GoPro event. And I can't find it in my notes right now, but it's basically a text message that you send out to your friends and your family, and you just tell them basically that, and I'll find it later tonight and upload it to the team page, but you basically reach out to them and ask them for them to help you with you starting your business, and tell them that you don't want them to be a distributor, you don't want them to be a customer unless they want to, and it's all about just getting someone to try something. So I'll make sure that I find that and upload it to the team page. Oh, I'm looking through the wrong notes. That's from the 6-Figure Summit. Does anyone have any questions or comments on anything that they want to say about inviting? You guys are like, Jessica, come on, we know this stuff. And I know you guys know this stuff, but I know it and we have to practice it. And, oh, Susanna has a question. this is what's going to make us really good, you guys, because it did take me a little while to find my process for inviting and get it down. What's your question, baby love? I don't know why I just said baby love.
It wasn't a question. I was just saying that, yeah, like I was saying, like I was always scared to just write the invite. So the indirect invite is a good way to kind of invite them without really inviting them, because they see your post, they see what you're doing.
Right.
I had a lot of great feedback this week from doing the indirect invite. So, and it kind of, you're not directly asking, so you're not asking. It kind of, for me, that really worked a lot. So
yeah, totally. Eric Worre actually taught us that. I think it was the first year that I went, and like I had never heard of it before, and I started doing it, and to me it felt way less scary because, like you said, you're not directly asking them. What? A cat? But you're putting the tool in front of them, the video or the opportunity, or just talking about it, and that's the key. That's planting the seed. That's when they're like, oh shit. Like I know when Chelsea went diamond in 3 weeks, all she did was do a bunch of indirect invites and send out my video to people. And it doesn't feel like weird to them because they just think they're doing you a favor and, looking at the video or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, yeah, I'd be happy to tell somebody, but can you tell me more about it? I might be interested myself. And I was like, yes.
Go, girl. Everyone give Susanna a fist pump. Fist bump. Screw the computer. Boom. Get it, girl. Thanks for sharing that. I love it. Oh, here's the hot market strategy. I think that I kind of mentioned everything from the hot market strategy. Oh, one thing that Eric Worre did mention too is that I mentioned this a little while before we went into the 7 skills. Hi, Deborah. But really all that we have to do to reach our goals is we just have to treat this business like we're professionals. We have to treat this business as if we were working it as a full-time job. And it doesn't take that much more time. It doesn't take me any more time, maybe 5 minutes. If I invite 5 people, Brian said 5 minutes. If I invite 5 people versus inviting 50 people, it maybe takes me 5 minutes longer. So Eric Worre just said that the amount of people that we're talking to, that's all we need to do if we really want to reach our big goals. And we just have to focus on getting our tool and the opportunity out in front of as many people as possible. So that's inviting. If you guys think of anything else that you want to say about that, feel free to just type in the chat box or wave at me and I'll unmute you. I'm going to go on to number 3, which is sharing the opportunity. And Brian said number 3. So sharing the opportunity. This is something that I talk about all the time. I don't really feel like we need to go too much into that because we already mentioned that a lot from what we just talked about, which is inviting. But we have to make sure with the inviting, I should have said this, that we're inviting customers to our business. He gave us like this example when I was at the 6-Figure Summit conference, and he was just saying, like, imagine if you got 10 customers yourself and you had each person on your team to just get 10 new customers. Like, do the math and think about how much that would be. So let's see, I did the math for myself. He said to take 10 customers times, for us, it's 90 PV for Shakeology, right? Because that's how much volume Shakeology is, times the number of active coaches you have on your team. So for me, like the math was, it would be 900 because it's 10 times 90 PV. And then times 200, I just rounded off for active distributors, way more than that, but I don't really know how many it is. So that's 180,000 PV right there. That would increase in my income, which that's $180,000 basically, just from me getting 10 new customers. And if I had 200 people on the team do the same thing. So that's something that's going to go along with what I'm talking about here in a second, of why sharing the business opportunity is so important. I don't really want to share more with you guys about how to share the business opportunity because we talk about that all the time. But Eric talked about duplication and how our one goal with sharing the opportunity is to drag as many bodies as we can in front of a tool or a video, resource, whatever you want to call it, whether that's an opportunity webinar, the video that I have for you guys, and how to effectively share the coaching opportunity. That's all it is. All we have to do is drag bodies, as many as we can, in front of that video. And we have to just learn how to say the words ourselves. So the only reason why I got good at doing webinars and got good at doing the videos that I've done is because I went out and looked at what other coaches were saying and doing, and I just practice it, and I do it over and over. And the webinars Melissa and I have done together several times. And the more that you do it, the easier it gets. So he gave us this example. I don't know if you guys can see this up here. Do you see? It's probably backwards. Okay. So this is what he's trying to show by duplication. So say you start out with 5 people on your team, and then each of those people bring in 5 people. That's 25 people, right? And then those 25 people all bring in 5 people. Then you're at 125. And then they bring in that, and then you're at 625. And then it goes over and over again. And then you're at 3,125, just because you're dragging bodies in front of the opportunity and your team is duplicating. So, and that's what creates the residual income in our business. So if you have really big goals in this business, you want to be debt free, you want to quit your job, you want to travel, you want to have freedom, you've got to focus on duplication and sharing the business opportunity as much as you possibly can. I don't think there's anything else really I was going to say about sharing the business opportunity. I will just throw out there though, this is my main focus. I still help people with their fitness and nutrition goals, but I share the coaching opportunity more. I lead with the coaching opportunity all the time because I know that that's my passion. That's where I want to help people. And that's where you're going to really be able to create a huge amount of income and help other people do the same thing. So does anyone have any questions or anything? Oh, I said something and then I lost my train of thought. When I did used to invite to challenge groups more often than the coaching opportunity, I know that I would feel kind of confused sometimes, like, well, what do I invite for today? So what really helped me is I would use like half of my month to invite to challenge groups, and the other half of the month, like after the 15th, I would start inviting to the coaching opportunity. So if that works for you, what are you doing, Brian? No. If that works for you, you can do it that way, or you can just invite to both every day. It really is up to what you want to do. So any questions on that before we move on to the next thing, guys, or any comments? All right, well, I will keep going. Number 4 is follow-up. This is something we talk about all the time. I don't feel like I need to go too much into this one, but really the fortune is in the follow-up. And I do want to say, because I know that it's a very common thing to feel like you're failing in this business if you're talking to people and no one's responding. And I just want to say that that's why following up is so important. And it happens to all of us, no matter what level you're at in this business. Excuse me, people are going to ignore you. Not everyone responds. People get busy. They forget to respond to their messages. They read it and like mean to respond, and then they just get busy and something happens. And then also, I just want to say too that every single one of you guys on this team, I followed up with you probably multiple times before you ever signed up. And there's some people like, okay, for example, Miriam. I followed up with Miriam for 2 years before she signed up, and she like ignored all of my messages. And then one day she randomly popped up and she's like, okay, I'm ready. So just know that that's why following up is so important. And you don't want, I think Deborah's over there taking pictures. You don't want to just follow up about whatever that it, like whatever you're talking about, the challenge group or the opportunity. You want to be their friend. Focus on being their friend. What I do that has helped me a lot is I keep a list of my prospects that are like about to sign up. Basically, like they've told me they're going to sign up, and it's like a list of 20 people, and I keep it on Google Drive, and I follow up with those people every single freaking day. And it's not about Beachbody. It's just like saying, hey girl, hope you're having a good day, or just asking, you know, questions. God, I have more to say than I thought I did, and we only have 7 minutes left. So anyone want to say anything about follow-up? Any questions you want to ask before I go into closing? These two somewhat go together. Okay, no, everyone's good. All right. So number 5 is closing. This used to be a massive struggle for me. That's why I highly recommend all of you guys all the time to read The Art of Closing a Sale by Brian Tracy. When I read that book, it like changed everything for me. I felt like before I was beating a dead horse, like not being able to sign people up. And then I read that, and I had so many light bulb moments. And the thing that I want you guys to keep in mind with closing is you have to be relentless. When people give you objections, don't let that stop you. Objections, as you guys know, are well-planned lies. And what was that called again? It's called The Art of Closing a Sale by Brian Tracy, Tracy. So this is not to call people liars, but people just don't know enough yet to sign up. That's why they tell us no or not right now. So when we're closing people, sometimes I've had people that'll give me like 3 objections in a row, and they'll just keep saying all of these things. Oh my God, I have this conversation that I'm going to go find it actually and screenshot it and show it to you guys later tonight of what I'm talking about. But the girl basically told me that she's not a good motivator. So I shared a story with her about that objection she had. Oh yes, that's the book. Thanks, Hattie. That's the book right there, Christine, The Art of Closing a Sale. First she told me she couldn't motivate people. Then she told me she didn't know enough people. Then she said she's not motivated herself. And I just kept on sharing stories with her about every objection. I didn't give up. And now she like wants to see the video and is more interested. Or she is interested. Whereas before she's like, oh, I just don't know about that. And I asked her why, and we just kept on going. So I'll find that and share it with you guys. And you have to just not be afraid. I've had people, I used to be afraid of it because I didn't want to sound like a bitch or pushy, and I didn't want people. Brian's trying to be like Hattie with her coat on, or not her coat, her hoodie. I thought that I was going to be bitchy or pushy or whatever, and that's what held me back from being relentless. But I have had so many people. I definitely will share, Susanna. If I for some reason forget to, let me know that I didn't do it. Actually, yes, I will do it. Let me pull it up on my Facebook now so that I don't forget. But you just have to not be afraid. Like I've said, I've had people that have thanked me for being relentless with them and not giving up. Because if we do give up on them, you guys, we're never going to be able to help them. And the thing is our income is a direct reflection of the amount of people that we are helping. And when I heard that, I was like, oh God. Because when I first heard that quote, my income wasn't what I wanted it to be. And I'm like, shit, I better learn how to be relentless and be bold and be fierce and just not care. I do care, but not care about offending people. Because if you have a genuine heart, you're not going to offend people. So you just have to not be afraid. And I will find that conversation for you guys. Does anyone want to ask any questions about closing? Hattie said, I've had so many people ignore me forever and then finally say something and thank me for not giving up on them. Yes, thank you for sharing that. That's amazing. And also, guys, I've seen a lot of things shared in the team pages and stuff lately about people not knowing what to say. And I know that that's normal. It definitely takes practice. But I just want to say, you only need 2 documents to close people and talk to people. One is the how to effectively invite people to challenges. Number 2 is how to effectively share the coaching opportunity. That's all you need. Everything that I say is in those documents. All I did was put in those documents what Eric already taught us and put it into human words that didn't sound like a script. So don't copy and paste it, make it sound like you, copy and paste it and tweak it and make it sound like you is what I should say. So I promise you guys, if you do that and you use the closing questions, people will sign up. Okay. So number 6 is signing up. Use those documents. Yeah, use those documents. Number 6 is getting your new coaches started. You guys, all of the documents and resources are in the file section in the team page on exactly how I do this. And what I want to just share about this is that people, when they sign up, it's going to be normal for them to be afraid or feel overwhelmed because they're starting something brand new. But if you can just continue to remind them why they're doing this, and that's why the GSR call-in process is so important. And again, that's all in the team page. GSR stands for Getting Started Right, if you guys don't know what it means. It's so important to get to know what their goals are so that you can know why they're doing this. If you don't know why they're doing this, you're not going to know what motivates them, and they're going to be more likely to quit if you don't know why they're doing this. And Eric Worre always says that new coaches are more likely to keep going if you can but quickly get them a small win, like whether that's their first customer, their first coach, someone interested in the opportunity, someone interested from one of their posts. So the first thing that I do after they complete the new coach checklist is I have them start working on their list of 20 people to help, and I have them send that list to me, and then we start working together on sending the invites out and, creating the responses back and forth. So that's a whole other team call. And the last thing is promoting events, and I will open up for questions in a second. Promoting events is seriously, Eric Worre says that if you can learn this one thing alone, it will make you 6 figures, 7 figures alone just from doing this one thing. So Eric Worre said that every person that you get on your team to the annual company convention, you earn $1,000 per person. You add that to your salary for the year. So if you get 100 people to your company convention, that means you earn $100,000 extra on top of what you're already making a year, just for getting people to the company convention. And the reason, or the way that works, is because, as you guys all know, I think almost every person that's on here either went to GoPro with me or they listened to it online. And I mean, how confident do you guys feel after going to that? How on fire are you to go help people? How much do you feel like your skills are sharpened? And the camaraderie, I'm getting chills talking about it, the camaraderie with the team, like, it will change your life. So that's why it's important to get people to events. He also said that for every person on your team that you get to an Eric Worre event, it adds about $5,000 per person to your income per year on top of what you're already making. So imagine, you guys, if you got 20 people to an Eric Worre event every year, you would make 6 figures alone just from getting people to those events. Susanna said it helps you come up with a game plan. Yes, for sure. Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys, we ran out of enough time for questions, but I want to, if you have any questions, you guys know you can type them in the team page. We can have an open dialogue about this. My brother's saying peace out. Patty said, I just wanted to add Tony Robbins, number 8, mastery of mental and emotional state. He suggests this is the number 1 skill. Yes, I agree. And that's something we'll talk more about on team calls. And thanks for sharing that, Patty. But if you guys have more questions, we can definitely do a feed about it in the team page. I will find that conversation. Real quick homework assignment, because I love you guys, not because I want to be a Hitler and tell you what to do. But go through these 7 skills and rate yourself in each area on a scale of 1 to 10. And figure out, we can game plan together on how to improve in each area. And a closing quote, and I'll do the giveaway in the team page, so we'll do the random number 1 through 100 and someone will win a prize. Closing quote for you guys: we should all start to live before we get too old. Fear is stupid and so are regrets, by Marilyn Monroe. All right, so before it hangs up on us, I love all you guys. My brother says peace out. We had fun hanging out with you guys, and I'll see you on the team page. Deuces.